I just wanted to make a small video, tell you I love you. I'm happy that we've been together for 16 years. A lot of people don't show their appreciation for everything that you've done. But for 14 years, we built this place. It was a dream of mine, and you stood by me. You know, we built it for the Marines, and we've served 58 different countries here. You would give up your weekends, you wouldn't go out with your friends, you wouldn't drink, you wouldn't do anything, but you'd just stay and help me cook. And then while I was drinking with the Marines and having a good time, you would take them all and drive them back to their barracks and come back and pick up another load and keep going back. And you did it every weekend. And while we were poor, we gave a lot of food away. You know, you don't get no appreciation for it, but I tell you all the time that I appreciate it. You know, you cook some amazing beignets, and we give them away to people on their anniversaries and weddings and birthdays for free. Nobody sees you, nobody tells you they appreciate you, and nobody tells you thank you. But I want you to know that I do appreciate you. And you know I do. But I just want to make this video for you. We've got two amazing kids. A big old place that, you know, we're going to probably lose, but together, we'll just move on and we'll keep doing, you know, what we've been doing. Working together. Partners. Like we started out on that beach in Nago. So, this is where I met my wife 16 years ago on New Year's Eve night. This used to be a parking lot right here. There was a building. Started right here. So as we walk in here, there was a bar right here. And at the bar, I would be sitting right here on New Year's Eve. And my wife came in. Well, the entrance was over there, so she came in around that way. She came around, and I met her. Her friend, we had a mutual friend that introduced me to her. And she said hi and everything. Then they sat on a sofa right here. And New Year's Eve, I threw my back out, so I wasn't really going to go out anywhere. But it was New Year's Eve, and just got out of the water, loaded up all my fish and octopus and everything, put them in on ice, and went up to my apartment and just laid down. New Year's Eve evening came up, and I said, you know what? I cannot go out on New Year's Eve. My back's killing me, but I'm gonna go out anyway. So I decided to go out and came up to Nago. I lived in Hinoko at the time. Came up to Nago, and this is a mutual friend of ours, Bar. His wife's a famous Japanese singer. And so I came up here and I sat at the bar and had a couple of drinks and talked to him until my wife and her friend came in, and her friend introduced me, and they sat down at the sofa. And then later on, we got to talking some more. And there's a pool table over here, somewhere around here. There's a pool table, and then there was a exit, a door over here going out here. It's overlooking the ocean. They had a grass area all right here, and they had a bonfire. So we came out here. I slipped and busted my ass with a bad back. I slipped and busted my ass. I was embarrassed. But so we had drinks out here on a bonfire with our friends. And this is the first time I met her. The first night I'd met my wife. This is Hinoko. This is where I used to live whenever we first met 16 years ago. This is the store I sat in front of. Smoked a cigarette when I did smoke. And I was sitting right here, exactly right here, the night she called me up and asked me if I wanted to go out on a date, on our first date. And I had a piece of 10-cent caramel. And that caramel took my tooth out. But I did get you to marry me. I forgot. I'm gonna get my ass whooped. I'm sitting here doing this video and telling you guys about the first night I met my wife and everything, right? I totally forgot. I left it at the Family Mart.
どこ行った？
あれ、 I don't. So this is the area where me and my wife had came to talk. I guess you could call it a date. I had no money. I was flat broke. The place I told you guys about before, where I met my wife, a couple of weeks later was actually our first date. They had at the bar, they had a small Italian restaurant where no children were allowed, and reservations only. Very strict to get in. And she called me up one night and asked me if I wanted to go out with her and have dinner. I took my last 5,000 yen and went out with her. I met her up there. We went upstairs and she brought one of her workers with her. As a chaperone. And we sat there and she offered me wine. I said, no, I'm a beer drinker. So long story short, we had our dinner, had a good dinner, good talk. And spent my last 5,000 yen and for 3 days I didn't eat because I had no money. I couldn't get in the water. And 3 days later, she shows up at my house at night, at my apartment, with a bag of groceries and a 6-pack of beer. She puts the beer in the icebox, gives me one, tells me to go sit down and watch my TV. So I watch my TV. An hour later, she's in my kitchen making curry rice. So an hour later, we sit down and eat. I hadn't eaten for 3 days. I took one bite of that curry rice and I had a tear pop out. Boy, that was good. And after that we met here, or before that, I can't remember. I think it was after that night we met here for just a stroll on the beach, and because she worked right down here at the Justco in Nago, and I lived in Hanoko, so I came up here to see her, and we went for a walk right over there on the beach, and we talked about our past marriages. And we didn't hold anything back. We didn't lie to each other. We told each other about our past life. And made a proposal to her. And I said, you give me a chance, and I'll do the best I can for you. She's like, you talking about marriage? I'm like, well, I'm not asking you to marry me, but if we're together with me and you can do something. And pretty much at that point, so I guess it was after this talk that she came and cooked the curry rice for me. It was damn good curry, though. She still makes damn good curry. She makes a lot of good food. That's why I married her. At first, I thought she just wanted me for my body, but yeah. 16 years. The longest I've been with anybody in all my life, even my parents. We raised 2 beautiful kids. A little goofy sometimes, but they're good kids, good heart. We did good. So here we are at another place, guys. This is the place where my wife used to work. It's just called Nago. It's called Best Danky now. But she used to be the manager at a store here. And I used to come inside and sit at the bench in front of her store and wait for her to have time to talk to me or get off of work or whatever. And it's also this spot right here in this parking lot. It's the very first fight we ever had without even having a date. Never listen to other people, man. Never listen to other people tell you who to believe, who to trust, who to love. Right here, it's the Sesoko Island. Right, so this spot right here, the green you see all behind me, that's called Shizen Mozuku. Mozuku is the seaweed that they always sell in the stores here in Okinawa that we eat. When we first got married, she was pregnant with my son Yuki, after we got married, of course. And I just joined into a fishing union had no work. We had no money, and she was still working. No, she wasn't working. I'm sorry, she wasn't working anymore. And I joined the fishing union over in Kana, and they said they had some Mosku. The seeds float off the net into the, it's like wind. So it flows off into a current, and it all landed up right here. So I would jump in with a small net, a Mosku net, and I would swim around. The current's really strong right here, so it's really, really hard. And I'm sorry the wind's loud. It's really, really hard. So I would jump in. I'd fill up about 10 kilos. We had 2 cooler boxes. She would sit on the beach, pregnant, had a big old stomach, and she would squat down, and I would take out 10 kilos of Mosku, dump them in one cooler box, and then she would take them and take all the coral, because they landed on the small coral rock, and they would grow. So the seed would land between the rocks and it would grow. So she would take the coral off and put the Mosku into the other cooler box. So we kept doing that, and I'd go in, pick out 10 kilos, fight the current, come back out. And she would just keep doing it, keep doing it. We would fill up 2 cooler boxes full of seaweed. $350 a cooler box. We made $700 in a day. It wasn't an everyday thing. We would pick the seaweed as much as we could and then move on. But this was part of our life when we first started. She was pregnant, just me and her. And new start. This is Sesquipo Island. And this part here is a huge memory for us from when we first started. First started out together. Everything, and this world was against us. Like all couples are. When you first start out, you feel like everything and everybody and the whole world is against you. But we're still together 16 years later. And you're going to hear this quite a bit on this video I'm making. 16 years. I made it this far, guys. I must have done something right. 16 years, girl. Happy anniversary. Here's to another 16. Oh, my old ass be around that long, and you can put up with me that long. Yeah, excuse me, I gotta find time to sneak away from you and do these little short videos and clips and everything. So, I love you, Cowdy. Happy 16th anniversary.